Well, bird watching is actually something you can do easily while traveling. As a solo traveler, I used to make the most while I'm traveling internally or externally. That means inbound or outbound. If you are interested in bird watching, and if you know the exact location you are going as a traveler, you can just search that area and get information about the wildlife through the internet. I do the same thing when I travel, mainly in my own country. I usually carry a bird guidebook, which can be a couple of pages of printouts from the internet, and try to identify the different wildlife around me. This is something free of charge given by Mother Nature, so why don't try it? So welcome all of you to the Explorer channel, RUSLexplorer, and are you born to all of you? I am Suchitra and I am from Sri Lanka. So today's video is about another bird species that can be seen in Sri Lankan home gardens, and this bird is known as the White-rumped Munia. Locally it is known as Nithamba Sudu Vikurulla. Generally Munias are known as Vikurullu. So before going further with different bird information, first let's have a look at this wonderful bird, I mean the physical appearance. Well, as you saw in the previous video, these birds are small birds and they are passerines. That means they can hold a branch using their feet. So they belong to an order called Passeriformes and a family known as Estradidae. So nearly 7 bird species under this category can be seen in my country. If I name them, they are the Indian silvertip, black-throated munia, white-rumped munia, Scaly-breasted munia, then comes Java sparrow, tricolored munia, and chestnut munia. So though there are 7 species, including the white-rumped munia I am showing today, none of them are endemic, neither residents to my country, but they had lived for a long time. So among these 7 species, I have noticed only 2 bird species by now. They are the Scaly-breasted munia and the white-rumped munia. I have shared videos about both these bird species in this video. So if we talk a little more deeper about these birds, they have a thick and shorter pointed beak because they are adapted to eat grains, and also they are actually alike. I mean, the structure and the habitat, the behaviors are most probably the same of these bird species, but they have different plumage colors and patterns. These birds can be easily seen in home gardens in Sri Lanka, and also in paddy fields and grasslands, and maybe in the forest. According to my experience, I have noticed colonies of these birds. That means they form a group, and they are known as gregarious because they form a group, especially when I am traveling near paddy fields. But as I am living in a city, recently I noticed only a couple of birds. Actually, day before yesterday I noticed 2 birds in my home garden, But I remember when I was small, I noticed, and I have seen more than 6 or 7 birds in a group. So I noticed by now that the number of birds living in the city are gradually dwindling. So now there are a lot of videos I have prepared to show, mainly including a juvenile also, which I recorded in 2018. So let's have a look at this bird in another angle before moving to the other videos.
Well, there are some more interesting facts about this bird. So, as I told you before, this bird is widely spread throughout the country and easily can be seen in paddy fields. Mainly if you go in the early mornings, you can see they are flying in a flock with more than 15 birds. So generally their breeding season is happening throughout the year, but specifically it can be from February to May, as I found through my bird guide books. And also it makes untidy ball of nest, which can be among tree branches using grass and dried leaves, and it has one entrance in the side of that ball. So last year not last year actually, 2 years back in 2018 I noticed a juvenile with their parents in my home garden. So they were just hopping from branch to branch, and I carefully did the recordings, but I clearly noticed that they are very timid. When they see humans, male danger, they just try to avoid it and go into the trees. So you can clearly notice that in these videos I have added in this video. So now let's have a look at the juvenile White-rumped Munia and the parents, and how the juvenile is fed by their parents. Yes, so now let's move into that video. So this is the baby bird, and you can see their parents coming and feeding it. So this particular bird is known as White-breasted Munia. I have seen the Scaly-breasted Munia in my home garden also.
baby bird. It's actually accompanied by its parents. You can clearly see the colors of the bird. They are little pale when comparing with their parents. Very timid. Wants to hide when see human beings. Well, and also I have shared a video about Scaly-breasted Munia, which I saw in my home garden accidentally one day, and I was very happy because though I lived more than 30 years in my house here in Panadura, I didn't notice the Scaly-breasted Munia in my home garden. But I'm really sad about the length of the video clip because it's very short. As I approached these birds, they saw me and they flew away. So I'll try the very best to make a separate video about this bird in the future, but I hope you will enjoy that video as well. Well, now I think I have given much information about the White-rumped Munia or the Nitamba Suduvicurulla that can be seen in Sri Lankan home gardens. And I hope that you will notice this bird if you watch this video from the beginning, and will remind all the facts that I told you through this long video. So likewise, please find information about birds before you travel, because as I told in the very beginning of the video, it's so interesting and really enjoyable. So please do find some facts before visiting different locations in my country, in Sri Lanka. Well, I think that is enough for today's video. Hope I encourage you to do a hobby, mainly in the context of bird watching. I'm into many other hobbies as well. So if you're interested, you can watch those videos if you just visit my channel. So thank you for all of you if you watch since the beginning of this video. And yeah, if you like, you know what to do. Behalf of my channel, you can do your bits if you are interested to see me with my traveling. So feel free to do that also. Yeah, so it's enough for today's video, and thank you once again, and I wish you all the best till I meet you in my next video. Bye bye. Ayubowan.